I'm going to pick up on Nina's line, laissez les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll. So in case you were wondering, this is an educational program today. Now I can see we're already rolling here at the National Charter School Conference. It's great to see so many dedicated charter leaders and educators from across the country. Thank you, Nina Reese. Thank you, National Alliance, for bringing us together in this great city of New Orleans, which I'm proud to call my hometown, and where almost every school in the city is a public charter school. Before Katrina, 62% of schools in New Orleans were F schools. Today, only 7% are. Quite an accomplishment, but it's humbling to note we still have a long way to go. There should be no F schools in the city of New Orleans. And I look forward to the day when it will happen soon by way of public charter schools. Now, more importantly, 45% of all students here attend A or B schools or are in schools that are showing strong growth. In New Orleans, we don't just believe in charter schools. We believe in the promise of high-quality charter schools. Many New Orleans charter school leaders who are in this room today stepped up to serve our students after Hurricane Katrina 10 years ago. They helped rebuild our public schools, dramatically raising academic achievement and the quality of life for the New Orleans community, just like all of you are doing in your communities. You educate millions of students, and 1 million more are clamoring for the opportunity to attend your schools. We owe those students more than just a seat in a classroom. We owe them an excellent education. Just increasing the number of charter schools isn't enough. We have to deliver on the promise of high quality. I know this organization is committed to that. I know that you are committed to that. And today, we're honoring CMOs who are hitting it out of the park on the promise of high quality. This is the 4th year of the Broad Prize for Public Charter Schools, an annual award that was started and funded by philanthropists Eli and Edith Broad. I have really come to know them over these last 8 years. They were believers at the beginning of the work in New Orleans after Katrina. They are believers in the promise of high-quality public charter schools. The Broads' passion for helping give students the opportunity to succeed, especially disadvantaged students, has led them to adopt Eli's phrase, unreasonable thinking, in their search for excellence, and unwillingness to accept the status quo and relentlessly pursue excellence for the people and programs as they back them with their money in their foundation. And that's why we're here today, to recognize 3 CMOs that are unwilling to accept the status quo and relentlessly pursue great academic outcomes for students. And so the Broad Prize for Charter Schools attempts to shine a spotlight on CMOs that are raising student academic achievement while closing gaps among students of color and low-income students. This year, 20 large established charter school systems were eligible for the Broad Prize for Public Charter Schools. Charter school systems can't apply or be nominated for the prize. They are eligible if they operated a minimum of 5 schools at least 4 years and serve sizable percentages of low-income students, which are Black and Latino students as well. I'm honored to be a member of the 10-person review board of education researchers, policy leaders, and practitioners from around the country that evaluated publicly available student academic achievement data on these systems and selected the winner this year. One of my colleagues on the review board is Nelson Smith, an advisor to the National Association of Charter School Authorizers, who is being inducted this year into the National Charter Schools Hall of Fame. I should tell you that we vote by secret ballot, so I am also waiting to find out who won the award today. The review board carefully examines student achievement data compiled and analyzed by an outside auditor, RTI International. We look at performance on mandated state tests in reading, math, and science, academic gap school closures, and high school college readiness indicators like graduation rates, AP participation and results, and SAT and ACT participation and scores. We selected 3 high-performing CMOs: Achievement First, IDEA Public Schools, and Noble Network as the top 3 for best overall student academic performance. I'd like to ask representatives from the 3 CMOs to please stand and be recognized as I call their names. From Achievement First, Dacia Toll and Chastity Lord. From IDEA Public Schools, Joanne Gamma and Tom Torkelson. And from Noble Network, Michael Milkey, Constance Brewer, and Sarah Candler. And now we'll learn a little more about each one of these CMOs.
Established in 2003, Achievement First has a singular focus on closing the achievement gap. Its schools spend more time on learning, regularly use interim assessments and performance data, recruit and develop talented teachers and school leaders, offer intensive intervention for struggling students, and create a disciplined and joyful school culture. In 2014, Achievement First elementary school students in New York outperformed white and non-low-income students statewide on science assessments. IDEA is committed to college for all children. Since its founding in 1998, IDEA has focused on developing the academic and character skills necessary for every student to succeed in college and life. IDEA students tour college campuses beginning in the 3rd grade, and all high school students take advanced placement courses. In 2014, advanced proficiency rates for IDEA's Hispanic students at all education levels and in all subjects ranked in the top 30% of Texas when compared to Hispanic students in the rest of the state. Noble was founded in 1999 on the principles of strong leadership, meaningful use of data, and a high degree of accountability. With longer class periods, a longer school day, and a longer school year, Noble provides students with substantially more instructional time than traditional Chicago public high schools. This extra time, combined with a disciplined, consistent school culture, high expectations, and a team of dedicated teachers, results in dramatically improved academic performance. 88% of Noble's low-income 9th graders graduate from high school, compared to 73% in Illinois.
These 3 CMOs are clearly making a difference in the lives of tens of thousands of students in our country, and we congratulate all of them. Regrettably, only one can win the Broad Prize, which comes with support for students for college readiness in the amount of $250,000. We know that all of them, however, are winners. And now, as they say in the Oscars, may I have the envelope, please? Noble Network. Michael Milkey is here to accept the prize. Noble was able to achieve strong high school outcomes at scale. Noble has higher graduation rates for students overall and for low-income Black Hispanic students compared to the Illinois average. And they consistently rank in the top 30% in the state in reading, math, and science for Black and Hispanic students. And low-income students rank in the top 30% for reading and math.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you to the Broad family and the Broad Foundation for this honor. I appreciate, and Constance and Sarah with me, part of a 1,000-member team back in Chicago who we are accepting this for. Really quick, I started teaching math in a Chicago public high school in the 90s. I saw Stand and Deliver. I became a wannabe Jaime Escalante. I was oblivious that going around me, TFA was starting and growing. Charter school laws were being passed all around the country. One got passed in Illinois in '96. My fiance, now my wife, who was teaching at a different public school in Chicago, had to coach me up on what they even were. And then in fall of '99, we opened our first high school. And that was the same year, and of course we're putting students, we said, how are we gonna do this? So we went to Boston to visit some charters that were open. We saw City on a Hill and Academy of the Pacific Rim, two schools that are still existing, led the way for us. We looked at Chicago schools like CICS and Perspectives in North Lawndale. Fall of '99, we put it all together. Our students were complaining from day one about the long hours and strict rules. Thankfully, 60 Minutes did their story on KIPP that very same fall. I put a VCR tape in my VCR player and taped it when I saw the stopwatch preview it on 60 Minutes. I showed it to our students and said, we're not the only ones doing this across the country. And then KIPP, of course, went from those two schools to now more than 100, well more over 100. When we started to expand in fall of 2006, we said, we need a way to measure the progress of our students. We hadn't done any interim assessments. We heard that Amistad Academy in Connecticut were a leader. We had them come visit us. Of course, they became later Achievement First, one of our finalists, co-finalists. And that really set us off on a path of achievement. So my message really is that this is one great, incredible family here. And we individually are really strong, but together, I think we're unstoppable. It has been so many different charters across the country that have influenced us. We hope to be part of a community. Like KIPP before us, who was a model last year, we are going to share the prize with Achievement First and IDEA, and we want to especially focus it on, we're very lucky with so many high schools and so many students graduating every year to be able to really try to crack that nut of college completion. So that's where our prize money will go, but of course, we just want to really say thank you to not only to Broad and to the Alliance and to the City of New Orleans for having this, but to all of you who really inspire us every day. Thank you very much. Congratulations to everybody.